Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this edition of Reporter's Notebook. Today I am joined by our morning reporter, Mr. Aaron Dean.
Hello, Victoria.
Hello, Mr. Aaron Dean. How are you?
I'm great. Now that I get to be back here again, I love doing these things with you guys, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and I'm excited to have you as a guest because you are one of the people that I see the least.
Oh.
So when I get to see you and like have a chance to even just talk to you, I think it always makes my heart so warm.
Oh, thank you. That is so nice. And I adore working with you too. I know if people are probably like, well, why do they see each other the least? It's because my schedule is a little bit different than Victoria's. Like I said, I'm the morning reporter, so I come in literally while you guys are asleep.
Yeah.
And not even like not 6 a.m. sleep, but like 3 a.m. sleep. So, get to see Victoria kind of in passing. I'm working on my story. She's coming in. So moments like this are very blissful for us.
They are very awesome. And so can you tell us what your story was for today?
So as we know, Halloween is coming around the corner, and Halloween is a really fun and exciting time, right, Victoria? We all love to dress up, go get candy, trick or treat, maybe go out with some friends or whatever, but during Halloween, it becomes a even more dangerous time. So you got the spook, but you have the danger. And when we say danger, we're talking about police seeing an uptick in people being hit by cars, unfortunately, and we see more impaired driving. So this week, the state leaders with the Governor's Highway Safety Program launched their Halloween Booze It or Lose It campaign. So you're probably like, well, I've heard of Booze It or Lose It before, which you have. They usually launch that initiative around certain holidays like Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July, and another one is Halloween. And the reason that they did that is because we see a 43% jump in pedestrian deaths during Halloween, just on Halloween alone. And about 25% of those crashes and deaths are due to impaired drivers. That's far too many. So yesterday I attended a virtual press conference about this story, and they really just wanted to stress some really important tips and information for people to, one, have a good time, but be smart about it and safe and at the same time. So yeah.
So can we talk about how Halloween is going to look like this year with COVID? And so did they talk about maybe having some safety tips in that regard as well? I understand that this is a Booze It or Lose It campaign where you really need to be careful about what's going on the roads, but did they have any other... It's pretty relevant to kind of talk about COVID during this upcoming Halloween season. Did they say anything about that?
So it is, and no, they didn't mention COVID in the sense of safety precautions, of course. But I will say that our reporter Ariana Kraft is working on a story this week about COVID safety during Halloween. So definitely you guys be on the lookout for that story, and she will definitely have that kind of information about that. She's going to talk to a local sheriff's department and some health officials on really how to stay smart and safe during Halloween, when it comes to picking out candy, coming door to door, how to navigate that as we still continue to navigate this pandemic. But what they did talk about is safety tips for drivers and pedestrians. So do you want to kind of walk with those with me?
I think that's going to be particularly important because the holidays are coming up, and this Booze It or Lose It campaign is not only relevant to Halloween, but also when a lot of people are going to be gathering around to celebrate the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, even with the upcoming some of the more like football games that are going on and all that good stuff. So yes, please break that down.
So I have a list. You want to see the list?
I do want to see the list.
Look at this list, okay?
Oh, wow.
List of information. I'm not going to read all of it, okay? Because that's just going to be too much. But I guess we can just start off with some driver information, Victoria. Now, of course, common sense, do not drive while impaired. Now, you're probably asking, like, what exactly is impaired? Impaired means anything that will alter your normal state of being. So being under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, that was one thing they talked about, and even just drugs, even the most innocent of drugs. If you have to take cough syrup, sometimes that can make you drowsy. You can still get in trouble for driving when you're on those things, especially anything that will really just kind of throw your game off. Now also, interesting thing that I didn't realize until they said it, but don't drive at dusk. Try your best to avoid driving at dusk on Halloween because, Victoria, that is when a lot of the trick-or-treaters and party-goers are out and about.
That makes sense. Okay.
Exactly. And of course, those high beams are going to come in handy during this time of year, especially as a lot of people are just out walking the streets and all that stuff. So use those when it's safe to use it. When it's safe to use it, okay? Of course, since you'll be driving through neighborhoods where kids, adults, everyone of all ages, drive a little bit slower than you probably normally would through a neighborhood. Hopefully you're already driving the speed limit, but if you're not, go under the speed limit. Anyway, and another thing is avoid distractions. So what are those distractions, Aaron? That's texting, talking on the phone, also using and programming your GPS. So try to avoid using that. So know where you're going, know how to get there, and avoid those distractions is really the main things that they kind of talked about. Now, what do you think, Victoria, are some of the pedestrian safety tips that they gave?
Look both ways before you cross the street.
Okay.
And then not to cross the street, because I see this a lot ever since I moved here, is that people don't cross at crosswalks. They kind of just like run in the middle of the street. Yeah. And that, I think we've even reported on a few deaths because of people just simply trying to cut across.
Beat the lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like you said, one thing is using crosswalks. That is definitely one of them. So safety officials here in our state, NCDOT, the Governor's Highway Safety Program, all of them, everyone is saying use crosswalks and use them when you're supposed to. Also, walk on the sidewalk. That's another safety thing. There's no need for you to be in the street. Just walk on the sidewalk. Now, what if there is no sidewalk in the neighborhood? Walk as close to the curb as you can. So stay out of the way of traffic. Another one, of course, make sure you stay visible to those drivers that are coming up and down the road. Hopefully those drivers that are driving slower in those neighborhoods. By doing that, wear something reflective or wear something that is not dark. So when you're looking for those costumes, of course, people like to be the Grim Reaper and things like that. Maybe put on a reflective band on your arm or something just so that when that car comes through, they can see you. And
we won't see the Grim Reaper. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everyone stay safe this Halloween. For sure.
Okay. I was like, what?
Yeah. It's a joke, Aaron. You know.
Okay. I was like, hold on. I don't know what she's talking about.
He's been up since 2 a.m.
This is very true.
Give him some slack. I try to.
Yeah. But you know, all of this, Victoria, kind of wrapping this all up, this is part of this, you know, state leaders were telling me that this is part of their effort to bring North Carolina closer to zero traffic deaths. And the only way, guys, you know, in all seriousness, you know, we have fun during these things. We talk about Halloween. We talk about lots of various things. But really lowering these traffic rates, these traffic death rates, crash rates, all of that stuff, it takes all of us. Every single one of us. And we have to do our part. And we just have to do it, you know. But just do what you got to do. Think about it. Maybe what if it was your family member that got hit by a car on Halloween when they were innocently having fun? Those are the people that get hurt, are the innocent ones. So
and it's just not worth it.
It's really not worth it. It's not worth the fines that you could get. It's not worth the jail time you could get. It's not worth any other, you know,
the lives that could be lost.
The lives that could lost because you can't bring those lives back.
You really can't.
And Victoria, interesting quote that they said during that press conference is, when it comes between a battle of a car and a pedestrian, the car will win every time.
Wow.
So that just kind of puts it into perspective about how to really handle yourself. We're not saying this to scare you. We're saying this to help, you know, help you go into these situations with a different kind of mindset of safety, but yet fun and responsibility.
Because you can still have, I mean, you can still drink. Just don't drive, you know?
Drink legally.
Drink legally,
Don't get drunk. And, you know, if you feel like you can't operate a motor vehicle, even if you drink at all, don't operate a motor vehicle.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Call an Uber or a Lyft or have a designated driver. That's how you're going to save lives. That's how we all as a community can help keep these families together.
Yeah. And then you're also supporting someone who is working on a holiday, doing this as a side business or their main business. Yeah. So that's always something to kind of keep in mind as well, is that, you know, you are supporting these drivers who do need to make some sort of living. So I thank you so much for joining me. Before we leave.
Yes.
Before we leave. Okay. Fun question.
Okay. Switching gears a
little bit.
Okay.
Safely.
Okay.
What is your favorite Halloween candy?
A Reese's peanut butter cups.
You stole mine.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that yours?
That is mine. I love Reese's peanut butter cups.
I think the next one in line after a Reese's would have to be a Snickers.
Okay.
And then after that, a Twix.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Now, do you like the right Twix or the left Twix?
You know what?
The left
I like
Twix
both
tastes
of
really
them.
good. I don't know what it is, but that left Twix tastes really good.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Wait, fun question for you.
Oh.
What's your favorite Halloween costume that you've had?
Ooh. You go first. I'm switching it back up on you.
Okay.
Favorite Halloween costume that I've had?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a favorite one of mine, but it was a one that I did a few years in a row as a kid. My mom dressed me as a pumpkin. I was a pumpkin for about 5 years.
Can you please be a pumpkin this year?
No, I cannot.
No? Okay.
Because I don't want that orange paint on my face.
Oh.
As you can see, I got the little actually bumps, child.
I think that would be so fun to dress up for work, but it's on a Saturday, so we don't work.
I know.
But yes, I think my favorite Halloween costume was I dressed up as Tinkerbell one year.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I loved that. It was just so fun, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, guys, tell us what you're going to dress up as for Halloween when you see this, and how you are going to, keep your community safe.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely, Victoria and I definitely would love to hear from you, and just
Yes.
to kind of hear how you all are playing your part. So definitely reach out to the both of us. I know she'll post our social media somewhere in this video, and
Yes,
yeah,
I
we can
will.
go from there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this edition of
Bye.
Reporter's Notebook. Goodbye, everyone.